Hello everybody, I hope you're all having a good day. What we have here is a custom saber that's been in the works for quite a while. This beautiful etch and powder coat is by Pete Sandoval of Pete's Powder Emporium. The saber overall is designed after a saber that me and Pete did together, a charity saber. Had a different etch on it, on the charity saber, and I don't think I changed too much on this. I think I tried to stay true to the design of the charity saber as far as the machining goes. But this customer has been waiting some time on this. Happy to finally get it done for him. Custom blade plug for this saber. It is two pieces. It has a crystal mounted in there. And I have a spring in there too that you'll see lit up to add a little three-dimensional effect to it. Pommel does come off, but is not required. It can just stay on. Doing the switches like this is really nice in my opinion. I mean, just looks nice. It looks like a switch area. Plus, by having this removable, you can access just about everything. As far as switches, this LED, you could even get in here and work on cutting the wires if you ever had to replace the pixel connector. See the spring in there. That's a brass inner piece with a aluminum outer ring. And then I have the crystal mounted in the brass, and I have the spring in between the aluminum and the brass. Gives it a nice little three-dimensional effect. I love this etch Pete did on here. It's really nice and deep and defined. My wife loves it too. She liked the etch more than my machine work. This is a brass sleeve with a custom crystal chamber. I have the sloth furnace fins on here. A Noah Drew marble. Now these two wires right here are live wires going to the pixel connector. I took advantage of that to get my wires fed. I have the rest of my wires fed in these three tubes right here. Overall design aspect of this, I did draw from some of Harp's work on this. I mean, I didn't directly copy anything, but just his style, you know, trying to learn, and he's somebody that I look up to, and you know, maybe one day I'll be able to do some of the stuff that he does. I've never held his work to be able to know what all's involved in his work, but I'm sure it's insane. Some of the just to talk about it a little bit, some of the things that I directly drew from some of his stuff I saw on his pages. You know, doing this little nugget cut out right here with the screw in there and machined out not all the way. You know, that's something that I've seen him do, and I really liked how that looked. Extending this cutout, you know, so the bars are longer than the actual chamber. or appears to be. That's something that he does. He will like bring a rod from the chamber all the way down through there, but with the way this is built, I didn't want to get into that on this job. I felt like that it wouldn't be secured good enough on this, and you'll see why after I pull this sleeve off. But those are a couple things that I pulled from his work. As to get specific now, you could almost say that I directly stole this cut from him. I had never done that before until I saw it on his page. This right here I had never done before, just drilling the 2 holes in there. I think I stole that directly from something I've seen on his. This I had done before, but then continuing this cut right here just on the raised sections, I believe that might be something I saw on his. These other cuts I have done before on my own. But those 2 or 3 things there, I might have actually stole directly from something I saw on his work. Again, just stylistic. I tried to go for his look when I was machining this, but I did not directly copy when I was there on the lathe. I might have glanced at some pictures back and forth, said, yeah, that would look cool here, let's do something like that, and I just started machining. But just out of respect for him, I wouldn't want to directly copy. But I do highly regard his work, and like I say, one day I hope to be able to do the kind of work he does. I have a few ideas on how some of it may be done, and I'm going to start experimenting. But anyways, back to my work, I guess. The chassis is completely custom. I started off with the sloth furnace fins, and just started machining what I knew I would need for the end caps, basically, of the chamber, and getting it to match up to the chassis in here and to my chassis adapter, which actually my chassis adapter is one piece with the chamber, so it goes into the 1 inch. This is 1.25 inch chamber. And then after I got the crystal mounted in there, I started seeing what I could do from there, and just started machining things to look interesting. Like having these 3 grooves here, I thought would be interesting beside that, because it's kind of contrast. Besides everything going in this direction, then you got a couple things going in that direction. Bringing down the lower cutout right here, and it's actually up here, just isn't quite as noticeable because of the way I have this cut into it. Getting my wire passages on this took a minute. And then I have 2 set screws here. There's inner sleeves in there that are compressing the marble, and those are what tighten that down. So if the marble ever comes loose, you could get in here with like just a little screwdriver or something to hold down on that while you tighten the screw back down again. Didn't get as much of a lighting effect on this side because that's where I had to have all my wire passages. Get a little bit there if you look at it right, but I focused on getting the lighting effects here where it would be on display for the crystal. I did take advantage of all 7 accents on here. This is number 1. I have a purple SMD. I use satellite boards for these. So I have a purple SMD here on number 2. 3 and 4 is a blue and green SMD. Down here I used a standard RGB LED. It might be a 3mm, I don't remember. That's for 5, 6, and 7, and then as an afterthought I went back and put a blue SMD directly to the board. That is number 8. I'll still play around with the sequencing on that. I'd like to get the blue in here to blink just a little bit more.
Spectrum.
So as I mentioned before, this is just a sleeve, and it's held on with O-rings. So you just give it a little twist and pull, gentle twist and pull, and it will come on off of there. So you can see I have 2 O-rings on here to hold it in place, and this is a Goth chassis, a 1.11 Goth chassis. I used an extra charge port holder here as a spacer to get the length that I wanted, and then I decided to take advantage of that space and get my LEDs in there covered with 2 different types of mesh. Same here, mesh back here to cover that up. I snipped these out from the Goth chassis and took advantage of that as well. And here is your SD card access, USB access. I machined out the chassis. I saw where he had some extra thickness on the plastic, so I machined out to put copper rod here, machined out and put some rods here, machined out for rods here. I still have to seal the speaker up. And then to put it back on, just slide it on. When you get up here to the O-ring, just twist it back and forth while you're gently pushing forward, and it will go on. If you try to push too hard and too fast, it will pinch your O-ring. And then just get it lined up. I usually try to look at both sides of where these bars are to get them kind of even, and then you can take a look at this line is supposed to be directly on top, lined up with the center LED up here. I do have, this is CFX board, of course, because that's all I do. This is a Smuggler's Outpost speaker. I use Keep Power batteries. This is the high amp. I use the TCSS pixel connectors. The 11 pin is what I like. Just a guy asked me why one time, and I'm like, I don't really have a good reason. I just figure more connection is better. I don't know. This blade plug, I used clear on this and did the inside of the aluminum black here for the purpose of how it looked through this top hole. So I figured if it was aluminum or a white blade plug showing right there, it would stick out like a sore thumb. So this is just trying to keep it from, looking bad while it's inside of here. But here's a better view. This is a quartz crystal in there. Space window, 5-star pixel right there for that. But that's about it, guys. To the customer, I hope you enjoy this, and I'm sorry it took so long. But, well, actually now I'm glad it did take so long, because one thing, CFX board is out now, and another is I feel like my skills have improved a little bit. Always trying to improve. So anyways, guys, everybody, hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day. May the force be with you.